How you doing, guys? Since everybody is chiming in on the Khamzat versus DDP fight yesterday, which I watched with great anticipation, everyone seems to have an opinion on it, so here's mine. I think that I'm not a fan of guys being awarded black belts in the UFC after a fight, especially if they're not submitting people regularly. Yeah, like Khamzat is an incredible grappler, incredible wrestler, and like he obviously has jiu-jitsu skills, but the problem is that he had complete and utter control and domination but couldn't finish the guy. And the whole point of jiu-jitsu is to submit. It's the one thing that differentiates it from the likes of judo and the likes of wrestling and many other combat sports, is that our goal is to finish the fight, to put the person to sleep or to break their limb, put them in a position where they have to give up. And if you have absolute control of somebody, then you're able to do that. If you're unable to do that, it shows that you don't have control, because otherwise you would be able to submit the person. And I noticed, I love topside crucifix. It's, if you ask any of my students, it's my go-to position on top. And during the fight yesterday, I was talking to my students, telling them exactly what Khamzat needed to do with his legs, in order to be able to secure the figure four that he was trying to get on the other side. But he didn't know how to do it, and I'm tempted to do a video. I might even do one maybe tonight or next class on how to set up the Americana and the arm lock on that side without having to give up a lot of position by securing the head. So it's just like a jiu-jitsu match where somebody's won by like an enormous amount of points but didn't submit the person. To me, it's not impressive, because that's really not control. Because to exhibit control means that you can move from a position of control into a submission without losing the submission. That is the entire goal of jiu-jitsu. If you're only controlling the person, you're doing half the job. The whole goal is to move towards the submission and know how to get to it without losing control. So if you're moving towards the submission and losing control, you don't have control. That's my opinion. And I think, it was a boring match. It would have been nice to see Khamzat submit DDP in like the first round. He had absolute control, at least second round or maybe third round at least. But to watch him literally just do exactly the same thing every single round and not submit the person, to me, as a jiu-jitsu black belt, and then see him receive his jiu-jitsu black belt for not submitting the person, for only holding them down and only controlling them, to me is disappointing. It could have been a lot better. I would have liked to see more submissions in his arsenal, and it would have been nice for him to be able to put his stamp on it, show absolute authority, absolute dominance and control by moving into a submission cleanly, and finish the fight without any of these question marks hanging over it, to show his control in order to be able to get the submission. That's my opinion. Anyway, it was a great fight. Being South African myself, then, like, I was on the fence, because I think Khamzat is an incredible athlete. I think he's an incredible fighter. I love watching him fight. He's dominated everybody. And it'll be really interesting seeing who can come to the party. I thought of all the people who might be able to get a likely shot on him, I thought DDP might be that guy. But again, the grappling and wrestling just been so superior. Like accolade after accolade after accolade, his life dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in grappling obviously showed through. And it shows that there's still a place for grappling, pure grappling in MMA. You don't need a lot of striking to win fights, as jiu-jitsu testifies all the time. Because in a jiu-jitsu match, not a match, but in a scenario where we're in a fight, if you're on the ground, like, no one's standing you up. There's no referee to do that 4 times during a fight. And you need to be able to put the person away, finish that fight, primarily put them to sleep so they don't fight you or anybody else anymore. Secondarily, if there's an arm or leg submission or something like that. I would have liked to see a clean submission to show that he deserves the black belt, and to prove that he can finish people like that. Cheers, bye.